My name is Abby Taylor. I work at the Susan Gray School for Children at Vanderbilt University. And I work with the 4 and 5-year-old kids in the pre-K classroom. This is my 4th year, 3rd year with pre-K. What was so different about C4L was the fact that everything is laid out so specifically for you, day by day, activity by activity, and then what to do in the activity, as well as providing all the materials that goes with each activity. That was something that really stood out to me as being efficient for teachers. The other curriculums don't spell out what the activities, like what you should say in the activities, what kinds of questions you should ask as clearly. C4L helps me do my job more effectively by allowing me to spend my time on planning for teaching kids individual goals versus spending all my time planning what type of activity I'm gonna have. And then because all the materials are there, what I'm gonna say is there, I get to sit down and say, okay, this kid really needs this during this activity, and I can spend my time focusing on that. So it really helps individualize and allow time for that planning. The kids love it. They are so interested in, the new concepts and the science activities and the exploring. They love having new things to do in their centers all the time. I love that dramatic play. You build it up over the course of 6 weeks, and the kids just get so involved in it. They take it in their own direction, or it just leads right into the next activity. It's really neat to see their interest level. With these activities being so spelled out, it's really clear to be able to sit down and see, yes, 5 of my kids do know almost all of their letter sounds, or all of my kids can learn to subitize, which is seems like a crazy concept for a 4-year-old, but the way that it's presented, with the puppets and in this very child-friendly, playful manner, the kids they're so entertained, and they want to learn when it's presented in this way. So in love with the curriculum. I've gotten positive feedback ever since the first week. So another thing that this curriculum's allowed me more time to do is communicate more with parents. It's given me very clear, I can say we're working on these letters this week and this vocabulary, and these are the goals we're targeting. And I can send that in this very parent-friendly email with the lesson plan, and they adore it, and they work on stuff at home. I had a parent come in when we were doing museums and say, Lucy taught me what a curator is when we went to the museum this weekend, and I was just so blown away by their interest level. And I haven't had anyone who's had trouble with it. Honestly, all the other teachers I've helped kind of get started with the curriculum are so relieved and love that the activities are so rich, and I think it allows teachers the freedom to really do their job, to really show up and use the skills that they know how to use, the methods that they know how to use. And I've had student teachers come in and I'll hand them the piece of paper and the materials and give them 5 minutes, and they can run a beautiful activity like they're pros. And I've had teachers who've been here for 30 years who've never done a prescribed curriculum do the same thing, sit down with 10 minutes to prepare and run the cutest little social emotional small group that you've ever seen. So I think that's something our parents clung to right away. Actually, my parents have been asking me all year, how are you preparing my kids for kindergarten? And I can tell them, but this curriculum allowed us to show them. I think the setup with the different small group activities, the different types of activities, can really teaches kids how to be in those activities, and that's what they need for kindergarten. The social emotional piece is so key because it teaches the kids the skills outside of the frustrating or, the problem behaviors. It teaches the language and gives them the tools of the visuals to really learn and to internalize the vocabulary and the terminology behind it, and then really be able to use it then in the play or throughout the day. The skills that you're able to teach these kids using these materials and these books and these activities is far beyond anything I've ever seen with another curriculum or with activities I've planned myself. And that alone makes it, I think all schools should use it, to be honest with you. And it's something that we've just never seen before in early childhood.